Joining us now is Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Senator, you and I have talked about this now for years. The carnage, which I don't think Americans or most people around the world really have a real handle on, but it's in the hundreds of thousands dead from this war with no outcome that's positive in sight. Your reaction to the news today that the United States will not push for Ukraine to become a NATO member?
Huge relief. It's common sense. And Laura, it's another example of President Trump doing what he promised to do on the campaign trail. But let's be honest, Joe Biden saying, we're with you as long as it takes, that was never their plan. I've said this before. They've been telling members of Congress, the Biden administration, they told members of Congress for years that there would have to be a negotiated settlement. They just didn't have any idea how to do it. And now you've got Donald Trump, who is owning up to reality and saying, okay, I will do it. I will end this war. And I predict this to you, Laura. I think Ukraine will come out better with Donald Trump at the helm of these negotiations than they ever would have done if Joe Biden or Kamala had been president. They have no idea what to do. Putin didn't respect them. That's why they invaded in the first place. Trump is on the job, and he's going to get it done.
Well, think about it. You have Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, going to meet with Zelensky. You have Vance and Rubio going over to Munich to meet as well with, I guess, Russian counterparts. It looks like they are dispatching all the right people in an all-out push to bring peace to the region, which, again, I think the American people have wanted for some time. There was no sense that Ukraine was going to win this war or that Russia was going to have a resounding victory. It was just a stalemate of death.
Yeah, what it looks like now is the administration's actually serious about doing something. What a refreshing change. The Biden administration hid behind these platitudes and did nothing. They had no plan to win the war. They had no plan to end the war. They had no plan for anything. Instead, to your point, they just let tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people be killed, and they spent our tax dollars without end. And now Trump has a plan. He is on top of it. He is dispatching his top team to do it. He is personally engaged. Laura, we need this war to end. And the unlimited guarantees that the last administration was making, we'll just spend hundreds of billions of dollars on this forever. That was absurd. And I'm glad President Trump's putting a stop to it.
Do you think that America should in some way be reimbursed? If knowing Trump, he's going to try to figure out a way for the American taxpayer to recoup some of the money blown in Ukraine, whether it's some energy situation or deal with Russia or Ukraine or maybe together. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening.
You know what else needs to happen is we need an accounting of every single tax dollar that's been spent over there. Because remember, right now we have zero because Congress never would vote for an audit of the money. And the White House, the Biden White House, never would do one. We need to know exactly how this money has been spent all these years. And if you think USAID is a corrupt thing, just wait till we see how our money has been spent. We need to know it. And I'm glad the president is going to bring this to a close.
Yeah, the Pentagon should be next. Senator, thank you, as always.